We have here the honor of hosting Philippe Joubert, the president of Alstom Power. If we're not mistaken, not too long ago, you were a participant in the Copenhagen Climate Change Conference. What we would like to hear to begin with is what will be some of the takeaways for you, Alstom, and businesses on the aftermath of this conference?
First of all, environment is, we see environment as the first driver of the power generation market in which Alstom Power is working. I was in Copenhagen, and I must say we are now listening a lot of criticism or doubts about is that be a success or failure or whatever. I think it has been overall a success because a lot of changes have happened. First of all the leaders were there. We are clearly now leaving the denying phase about the problem that we have with the environment. Second, we have recognized a certain number of clear ideas that we were denying before, which is some countries are entitled to some compensation for the act that some other country have done in the past, and we cannot just say that everybody has to make the same level of efforts. And we have really addressed now the fact that there is a clear relationship between the increase of temperature and the CO2 concentration, and that we have to take care of this. So for us, Power, we see that as a good progress. I hope now that we will continue to accelerate the decision-making process in the right direction. For us, it's very important because it drives a lot technology, markets, and as you know, we have positioned Alstom Power as a clean power leader. We work in some very high-tech field where I think we are also the leader. Nobody is really going in that direction. We clearly believe, for example, in CO2 capture. We are the first company in the world to have delivered 2 months ago the first clean, really clean coal plants, as we are capturing 95 to 97% of the emission of CO2, and we are storing this emission 2,000 feet below the ground level. And this is the first ever in the world, and we are very proud of this.
So it seems that sustainability as a whole is very important for Alstom Power. Capturing CO2, clean coal. What could be the impact of that, especially for mature markets like Europe or the US and Canada?
Enormous. We see sustainability or respect of the environment, as I told you, as the first driver of a market. Very simply, fossil fuel are responsible of around 60% of the production of electricity today. So it's a total illusion to say that we're going to go out of fossil fuel. In this region, for example, every year China and India are putting on the grid more than hundreds of gigawatts in coal. So, and this is every year. It's an enormous impact, and the growth of this region is based on coal. As, for example, Germany or Poland or United States or Australia, South Africa are also based on coal. So coal is a must in the production of electricity, and the really important thing now is to make this coal clean. That's why we are investing in all this technology. So for our market, environment is fundamental. Second, we think that we should also walk the talk. Means that I cannot be the leader in clean power if I have dirty factory, or if my products are not taken care of, or they are not environmental friendly. So we have a very strict process now called in sustainability that work on these 3 paths. First, we have to have clean operation, then factory and offices that we are working on the environmental impact. Second, we have to have clean products. Then our product should be less impacting possible the environment till the end of life. Then there is a whole question of end of life of this product. And third, we should produce clean power. And in this direction, We should promote the CO2-free technology, the wind, the water, the submarine energy, etc. We should work on efficiency, then every day trying with a lot of R&D program to increase the efficiency of our systems. And third, we should capture the CO2 after the use of the fossil fuel.
And you mentioned there then all the sustainability and this clean energy focus, as well as China and India and a few other countries investing a lot on the coal energy.
Yep.
And those countries are usually countries that are growing very fast, but with a smaller willingness to pay usually for energy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So how is Alstom, with all of this new technology, which I assume will put them at a higher price point, intending to compete in those markets?
It's something we have to look differently and to revisit. The idea that China and India were using low-level technology because low cost, I think it's slightly misleading. Today, already, China is the country with the best efficiency. Means that if you look at the average of all the plants, the coal plants, working together today in China, you have a better efficiency than the plant working in Europe or in United States. Why that? Because China is working very quickly in the increase of the install base with the last technology. We are transferring our technology and they are buying supercritical, as we say in our jargon, supercritical coal plants. They are not buying low-level technology. The same thing for India. So I think this has to be revisited. In a few years, this country will have the best install base. The cleanest install base. At the moment, there is some positioning for some obvious negotiation at the level of the countries or the United Nations of who is going to pay the bill. Then perhaps we are seeing some positions that are not really the position that they want to defend.
So besides the clean focus, sustainability focus, what are some other competitive advantages that Alstom Power sees to keep on some of their leadership and best in class, as you were mentioning, in the market?
Well, first of all, in Alstom Power, we strongly believe that you have to build your strategy on your strengths. So we did a lot of research to understand our strengths, and we came up with a few ones. The first one is the technology. We want to be leader in technology, and we want to own our technology. We took a lot of care. We are investing a lot of money in being always at the limit of this technology. This is why we are the leader in, for example, in capturing the CO2, because since 5 years we are investing heavily in this. The second thing, we are global. Few companies can say that they are present in all the countries where we are, and we are offering, and this is also another differentiator, we are offering all the technologies. We decided that the solution for the power generation market will be the use of all the technology, not of one or two. Then, contrarily to some of our competitors, we decided that we were remaining in hydro, we remain in coal, we are in gas, obviously, we are also in nuclear, we are also now in wind, we are in biomass, we are in all the possible technology to supply electricity. Because we don't believe in this famous single bullet solution. We think it's as stupid to say that you will not, that everything will be solved by wind, for example, or everything now, the fashion is to say everything will be solved by solar, or nuclear is the solution. Is absolutely not real. And the world will need all the technology, including coal, including gas, including oil.
And with Alstom in this portfolio, so you mentioned the technology, the global, and the complete portfolio. You mentioned before submarine and solar and things like that. Are those things that there might be a future?
Yes, we are on all the starting technology. For example, I think we are the first one to really capture the energy from the sea. From the tidal energy. We have currently a turbine of 1 megawatt working under the level of sea and producing electricity. We are the leader in biomass also, to use together with coal. We are in wind, obviously. We are not in solar yet, because solar market is still very much in decentralized power, where Alstom is not really present at the moment. We are specialists of bulk power. Below a certain number of megawatts, we are not really
interested yet.
And also organized for. So
I see. And in this portfolio idea of energy, this is because your projections say that, as you said, there will never be a single bullet. There will never be one energy that will dominate 80% of the market or something like that.
No.
So you need to be present.
Not. We have some processes to try to understand what the future will be. We have scenarios that we build every year. At the moment, we are working on 2030. And this is clear that our market is a kind of low reaction market. I can tell you what are the plans that will be put on the line for the next 5 years, because they are being built at the moment.
Sure.
So we know it's a fact. So
you really do know a little bit of the future.
Of short-term future,
Exactly.
What is difficult is the 2030 or the 2040, but all our studies are showing that first of all, Asia represents 60% of the market, which is already a data.
It will represent.
It represents and will represent for the next 10 years more than 60% of the market. Asia is coal, it's nuclear, it's hydro, it's wind, it's solar, it's everything. So even if you look only at Asia, all the technology will be used.
And besides the fact that Asia will be 60% or is and will be, are there any other common trends that Alstom sees as strategically important for Alstom itself?
We think that the market will show a certain number of strengths. The first one is that environment will be the key driver. The second one is that all the technology will be necessary. The third one is that integrated solution will be the solution. The customer are more and more now buying integrated solution, because efficiency and environmental friendly means efficient system and clean system. And you cannot provide efficiency or clean power if you are not mastering the whole holistic system. There is no solution for only one equipment.
So integrated, for those of us who might not understand the business so well, then an integrated solution will be something like a coal plant attached to a wind farm?
No. This is an integrated system, you're right, but we have also this type of solution, because you're absolutely right. The efficiency of the system now demands several solutions. For example, you associate now nuclear power to pump storage. Why that? Because nuclear power works on the base. From time to time, you don't need this electricity. So what do? You store this electricity, which is not used for the light or for the factories. And how do you store electricity today? The only way we know to store bulk electricity is to put the water back in the dam. So you associate nuclear with pump storage, for example. But what I was mentioning is to be really efficient at the level of a plant, you should provide, and this is a unique differentiator for Alstom. So, for example, for an engineer or for an economist that wants to enter a fantastic and exciting world of new tech, global, and something that really matters and make a difference for tomorrow, if he joins Alstom, and I hope it will join Alstom, we are providing global integrated plants. Means that we supply the equipment and we integrate them. And we are the only one to do this. Then we don't sell just a gas turbine.
And then you service.
We sell, exactly. We sell a gas plant, and we service till the end of the life of this plant.
And then at the end of the life, what happens? You mentioned the end of the life.
Exactly. This is a new business that we are now starting to elaborate on, is what do we do with this plant at the end of the life? Then you have the whole question of brownfield, because when we talk environment, we always talk CO2 at the moment.
Yes.
But we should not forget that the next problem that we have is the water. And just behind the water, you have the land. And these two factors here now are putting a lot of pressure on our R&D people. What do we do to really limit the use of water in our plant and to limit the use of land? Then you come to the end of life. What do we do with a plant that is today taking a big piece of land? Can we reduce the land that this plant needs, or can we do more power with the same area being used? So all these questions are being discussed at the moment.
With that, then I would like to thank you very much for coming at Insead in Singapore.
As usual. Yeah.
And it was a pleasure having this conversation with you.
For sure.
Thanks our viewers for watching us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it once again.
Thank you.